Does anyone else feels like the job search has affected your self-esteem in a great manner? I've been sending out countless of applications. No replies. Nothing. The whole process would have been easier if I at least was able to land myself an interview. It would have been great to know that I was at least considered for a position. Having a bachelor degree and experience with coordinating and management is apparently not enough. Scrolling through LinkedIn yesterday and it really affected my mental health. Everyone seemed more educated and got large amount of experience than me. I went to some profiles that were seeking the same positions as me and I realized why I wasn't able to land myself a job. Sometimes I just feel like a failure. Everyone in my age 28 years old and younger seems to be financially secure while I am struggling to find a decent job. Edit. I really didn't expect that much attention. I'm kind of relieved that so many people understand what I am going through, but it also saddens me at the same time. For everyone who are struggling to find a job, I hope you all obtain your dream jobs and we get to read your success stories. Thank you for everyone who left encouraging words. And thanks kind strangers for leaving awards. Yes. Been looking on and off for 2 years. I feel trapped. It is comforting to know there are others struggling like me. Been looking for 8 months here but still nothing. Similar to me. It is like you are stuck no matter how much you try. Hire a coach homie or talk to an expert. It is not as easy as you think so don't beat yourself up. Same. Even the temp agencies aren't calling back. This is gross. It might be time to swallow your pride and convictions and join the Sith. 27 here. I've yet to find a decent job as well. Just go at your own pace, my buddy at 30 is still finding one. Also try not to go to LinkedIn or social media and compare their life to you. Even better if you can quit it permanently. I'm thinking of deleting the entire app. I just heard it is a good way of obtaining networks. Hey man, you can't compare your chapter 20 to others' chapter 20. Everyone moves at their own pace. I graduated in July 2020. And I have been applying to everything, even Amazon jobs. I have gotten no replies. I am 24 and still live at home. Absolutely mental suggestion to quit LinkedIn permanently. Mental. That's exactly where you find a job. Yes, I notice the same. It is especially difficult when I actually do have an interview, because I feel like I'm not going to get that job anyway. And then I don't get invited for a second interview for some vague reason. And when I ask for feedback, they just ignore me. It is hit to my self-esteem after hit to my self-esteem. Man, I'm right there with you. Every rejection just sent me further down a spiral. Even my personal relationships were starting to suffer from my crushed esteem. I was lashing out and dealing with a lot of anger issues. It's exhausting, mentally and physically. I have applied to over 400 jobs and changed my resume countless times. I feel like I'm never going to succeed at this. Change your approach, homie. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again expecting a different outcome. It also has little to do with you changing your resume. Search for the right info to point you in the right direction. My mom is in the same boat right now, quit her job in June because she was treated horribly there and has been unemployed ever since. She has a bachelor's and 2 masters, is fluently bilingual, has been in her field for nearly 20 years now, is a single mother, and was making 6 figures in her previous job. Wasn't worth the mental and verbal abuse she suffered there though. She is more than qualified and she hasn't gotten so much as an interview yet, despite having applied for probably over 100 jobs in multiple states now. She's likely going to have to move to a cheaper state because she can't afford to live in her current one anymore and she doesn't want to lose her house, the mortgage of which has been in deferment for months now. It's incredibly frustrating. I'm not exactly gainfully employed right now myself. Earlier this summer we had to evacuate because of wildfires. Thankfully we didn't lose anything or each other. Like many people, 2020 sucks and has hit my family hard. My mom is 45 and this is the first time she has been unemployed in 20 plus years. She called me sobbing the other night saying she felt like a failure. It crushed my heart and soul because she is one of the most hardworking, loving, kind, and patient people I have ever met. Times are hard and it sucks. That hurts my heart to hear that. I'm sorry you are both going through that. I hope things look up soon. Yo. I grew up in a family of 4 with my mum holding things together. It is tough. Was a tech recruiter for years. I'll help your mum find work no problems. Sounds like she has got the profile and experience, might just be a case of changing her approach. Send me a DM, put us in touch and I'll help her get work I promise. No charge, don't want nothing, just know what it is like with my own mum's struggles. I wasn't old enough to help back then but I can help your mum now. Your mom is a superhero for going through this. Things will get better soon. She deserves the best after all. I'm sure you will but keep being there for her bro. She needs it. As hard as it may have been, she should have waited to find another job before quitting her current one. Job searching now is not like it was 20 years ago. Hopefully she will find something soon. I woke up this morning to 3 Indeed emails. Unfortunately, Company X has moved on in the process. Not a great way to start a morning. It is definitely a downer, but it is not gonna stop me. Just gotta keep trucking, something will land for both of us. Stay positive. Hope you have a good day. Thank you so much, and you too. This. Haha, Indeed always gives those emails in a group of 3 to 5 at once. I call it National The World Hates Me Day. Yes, I looked for 2 years. The upside now is that the time finally paid off and I no longer work in an incredibly abusive environment. You'll find your place. Thank you. That's really reassuring to read. I just hope this day will come sooner than later. Preach, at least you got experience. I'm 29, finishing up my accounting bachelor's and no experience. Not from lack of trying either. Applied for internships and part-time jobs in the industry left and right. Other than tutoring at my university, I haven't had a successful job application/interview, and I've been looking actively since 2018. Sorry to hear that. I didn't have any experience either. Once I graduated, I applied for all kind of different jobs, which were kind of irrelevant to my education. However, I didn't want an empty CV when applying for job. I was able to land myself an internship which gave me a lot of experience and new skills. I just hope it will land me a job some way or another. I hope you will be able to find a job soon. I know people who were looking for years, and were able to obtain great jobs. 29, finished my master's in accounting a few years ago, and the only jobs I've had since are substitute teaching and serving/bartending. Unfortunately, not getting an internship because I was working practically full-time the entire time I was in school means that I have zero industry experience. I'm sorry that I couldn't afford to give up my job waitressing while I was in school to work an internship. I was commuting an hour to school and had bills to pay. It is like my work ethic counts for nothing. Good luck. Yes, personally I feel that the term unemployed has a connotation of being useless in this society, which causes a hit to my self-esteem. I even stopped going on social medias because I felt so worthless when I see my friends all succeeding in their career. Never let society tell you what you're worth. Ever. You're a effing champion. Don't forget that. Just remember that no one publicizes their failures. Every single person you've seen on LinkedIn has had failures and rejections and felt like you. Like they weren't good enough. They just don't talk about it. You're not worthless. Under capitalism we are told that our labor determines our worth, but that isn't true. I'm willing to bet you are a good friend and kind person. Those are the things that make you a success. I know your situation is rough and it's hard not to get down about it. I'm in the same one myself. But we can't control the late capitalist society we were born into. Your circumstances do not define you. Best of luck to you. Just remember you are not alone in this. All day. Such good advice. Absolutely, job searches just suck and really grind you down. I am 42 with a degree and a solid resume, and after getting laid off in April, I applied for over 140 jobs I was qualified for, each one with a tailored resume and a cover letter. Each application took 2 hours to complete, so I wasn't just sending out whatever. What helped me was a daily journal and reassuring myself that I had a good plan that would eventually bear fruit. Apply to 1 job a day first thing in the morning. I grew frustrated along the way and changed my resume twice, then changed how I was applying for jobs. I downloaded some ATS software that wasn't getting results. I ended up deciding to only apply directly on company sites for jobs less than a few days old. About a week after I downloaded JobScan and got each resume up to 80 to 90% match before applying, I started getting some hits, not sure if it was dumb luck or because of the change in my approach. Finally got hired and started about 3 weeks ago, and so far I actually love this job. I really can't believe it. I took about a 15% pay cut vs my old job, but I was miserable at my old job, so I am happy with the change overall. You're not alone, friend. I graduated in December, and had trouble. Yep. Got a degree and master's while caring for my dying mum. It has made no difference. I should have just claimed the dole while I cared for her and not it myself through the extra stress and extra debt. I am having the same experience as you, been looking on and off for 9 months. The on and off has been attributed to depression and having to take breaks from applying and hearing nothing back, no interviews. LinkedIn is so triggering. I noticed someone commented in this thread to leave it behind altogether if you can. Where I am at is that I've tried to truly adopt the philosophy that as an employee I'm as much judging my workplace as fit for me as I am for them, and so I try to present my honest self according to what I am pretty sure is still a reasonable professional standard. The idea is that I want to work at a place that is enthusiastic about who I am and how and what I think, and not think formulaically about how can I dupe these people into giving me a job. I don't want to work in a soul-crushing environment so I can wait in the breadline. But I have the suspicion that this costs me in ways that I struggle to evaluate, aside from the blank end, ho ho. Still crushing silence. I can feel this army of poor souls who are willing to fit themselves to the type they are looking for, who are willing to fudge and flirt to fit this unrealistic vision corporate America has about the workforce, and it reinforces this illusion about what people are and what their worth is. Yes. Makes you feel like you're worthless. Been applying for almost a year now, no luck. I don't have any connections or people who will refer me. I'm also an introvert, which kills my scope of socializing with the people of the industry. That does make it more difficult. Back when I was unemployed, I know people from college who got picked on a job over me, just because they knew someone at the job, even though when I judge my portfolio on theirs I knew that my work was honestly higher quality. Yes. It's tough. Then suddenly you're hired. Don't give up. Spam your resume. When I started a job search, I didn't send my resume out enough at the beginning. I should have focused on volume in the first month. Just spend time finding roles to apply for many different companies in the locations I wanted to live. When you say spam your resume, are you just sending it out to active job postings, or are you finding a way to send it to whatever company you want regardless of whether or not they have a job ad? If you have lived in your city for a while, knowing people really helps. My friends' parents know people who work at big financial firms, and that has helped me and others get internships at the very least. And that looks good on the resume. Very cliché, but it's sometimes about who you know. Got hired at 2 of my jobs I'm working finally, and only because I know people there. I wouldn't have had a prayer if I didn't.
Like and subscribe for more Reddit content. Watch the next video at the top of your screen.